Hi, everybody. Today or this week, we're working on credit. So you have one assignment. It's longer, but you only have one for the week. Some of it is just terminology that you're just going to move on over. But I'm going to go over with you the actual research part of it so you know how to look at the documentation that you need to compare credit cards. And a lot of that credit card information is also helpful for loans in general, but credit cards are kind of more complicated. And I swear they just make it purposely hard to find too. So I want you to actually do the first credit card one with me. So when you fill out credit card number 1 column in here, you're gonna just fill it out along with me. So that's one that you don't have to do afterwards. You just do the other 2. Or 1 if you only have 1. So I'm going to share my screen and then we'll go through this. So this is your assignment, what it looks like, credit card information. This has the terminology. You can go right onto there and you get the terms. And then a few questions to answer from that. This is on Schoology, you have the notes. So you're going to use the notes from Schoology to do this. And then the credit card research is on the next page. And on here I have, after completing the work above, please make sure, just tab down or hit return until this is just on its own page. Otherwise it's just hard to do and see everything. So if you do that, that'd be helpful. So then we're going to do credit card number 1 together right now, and you'll just fill it in along with me. So, and then from there you can do the other 2, or if it's modified, you might just have 1. So when we're looking at this, I just did a quick search, student credit cards. I want to make sure that you just do student credit cards because that's the closest thing that you would qualify for. A lot of times people will go in and say, I'm going to have like a 14% interest rate card. Well, if you have that, that's not a student credit card. You're not going to qualify for those yet. So I just kind of did like a quick thing on what you want. And I thought, oh, this one probably looks good. And their wallet has good things. So I clicked on that and it's giving me kind of the best of May 2020 cards. And then this is where it gets tricky. Now you can't get all the information you need right here. You need to get the Schumer box. And so sometimes it's as simple as going in the product details, but it's not. See how it's not right here? But then if I click on this view rate and fees, that might get me what I want. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So that one's going to open a separate thing, and this is what I want. So it should look like a table of some sort like this. So when I go back, it's just a Discover It Student Chrome. So that's what I'm going to type in here is Discover, oops, I can type, Discover Student Chrome. That's what it's called. And then I'm going to start going through and looking at the box and then fill this out best I can. Sometimes it doesn't give you the information, but most of it does. And then it says annual fee, and that's usually more on the fees or on the bottom. And then this one says none. So I'm just going to go in here and type in none. Again, you can be doing this right along with me. You can pause the video, put the information in, just be following along so you know where to find it. So the annual fee was right there. I flip back. My next thing I need is the intro APR. And it says 0% interest for 6 months from date of account opening. If this doesn't show up, then if it just goes right to your APR is this, then you just put none for the intro APR. But we do have one, so it's just 0 for 6 months. So that's what I'm going to put. I'm going to put 0% for 6 months. Okay, and then my regular APR, and this is where it's going to be that $12.99 to $21.99. So go ahead and just take. I'm going to make it smaller. I'm just going to copy it. I'm going to copy and paste it, put the smaller one. And then I'm going to put that there. Put the range if that's what it'll give you. You're most likely going to qualify for the higher number if you're a younger student. If you're an older student, it might be a little different. And then going back, I'm going to move this over so I'm right next to each other. Penalty or default APR, it just depends on what they call it. So when this one is penalty APR when it applies, and it says none, which is actually pretty unusual for it to say none. So that would be kind of a nice one on there. So I'm gonna put none. Go back, I'm looking at cash advance APR. That's the $24.99. Again, I'm just gonna copy and paste it in, it's a little. That means if you go to get a cash advance, is like you try to take money out using your actual credit card, not a debit card, that's different, but with your credit card, you try to take money out and your interest rate is a lot higher. I don't ever advise that you do cash advance. Also, a lot of times your credit card company will send you checks in the mail and you can like write yourself a check using the checks that they give you. That's the same thing, it's a cash advance, don't do it. The interest rates are really high and a lot of times there's fees too. It's a bad idea. So next, oh, I forgot to look at what I was looking at. Balance transfer, APR. So that's right here. So this is an intro one. So I'm going to copy that over. It's 10.99 for 6 months. And then I have more. And then it'll be this after. So I'm going to just copy that over. I'm just going to put after, and it'll be that. Okay. That balance transfer means, say you have a credit card that has a high interest rate and you really want to like pay it off. You pay it off and you'll pay less overall if you could transfer it to a credit card that pays a lot, like the interest rate is a lot less. You won't qualify as a student card, but like later, and they're a little harder to come by, but sometimes once you have your credit built up, you can find and qualify for 0% interest APR, and that makes it so much easier to pay cards off on the balance transfer stuff. So that's an important piece if you find yourself kind of getting in trouble, is how to do that. It can hurt your credit to like balance transfer a bunch, but for a little bit, but if it when it helps you pay it off, once you pay all that off, then your credit gets better. So looking back, we have our cash advance fee. This is $10 or 5%, whichever is greater. And that's pretty much how it goes. And you can put whichever is greater in there, but I'm not going to. And then down here, I'm looking at late payment fee. None first time. After that, $40. So I'm going to put that in there. And then return or over the limit fee. This is like if you charge more than your authorized limit. So this is return payment. So it just says up to $40. So it doesn't mean it always would be, but up to that. And oops, I forgot again. This is my balance transfer fees. Do I have any of that? Balance transfer fee is, so it's going to be 3%. Amount of transfer posted to your account on a certain date if you have this balance. After that, 5%. So we'll do intro. Intro is 3%, after 5%. That should be nice and easy. Then we go back to the grace period. So this is sometimes not right in here. Sometimes it is. You'll see grace period. Oh, right here. So it says instead of grace period, it's how to avoid paying interest on purchases. That's what the grace period is. So your due date is at least 25 days after the close of each billing cycle. And so that means at least 23 days for billing periods in February. So just kind of keep that in mind. But 25 days normally. And so we'll put that in there. And then rewards. Does it have any? This is where you usually have to look and read, and in this paragraph stuff, it'll come up. So like rewards right here says full terms and conditions with your card, so they don't do that. But this one is earn full 2% cash back on first 1,000, and then kind of like what it does there. basically you could do 2% first quarter. That's probably what I'd write. It's limiting it way more than that, but I don't want you to feel like you need to write a ton on it. And then I'll just put after that 1%. And I think that'll apply fine. 1%. Okay. So we have one whole thing done. Your credit card number 1 should look exactly like mine that I'm showing you on here. So credit card 1, number 1, done. Okay, and then you do credit card number 2 if you have a credit card 3. So just, you can go back. If you went to where I showed you, you can go back and I go, oh, look at this. Here's a Deserve EDU MasterCard for students. You could do that one. And again, this is where it gets tricky because they don't have the little product details at the bottom here. So sometimes, which is good, sometimes what you have to do is go on Apply Now, but you don't actually apply. If for some reason you just have to click on the actual card there to get it to work. And then click I'm a student. I mean, I'm not, but I'm from US. Email, I don't want to do that. Okay, you could do the email or you could just go, no, I'm just going to find something else. So now I'm going to look at this one instead because that's making it too hard for me. Oh, no, that one doesn't. Okay, fees, rates and fees. It has a little thing right here. So this Discover It student cashback. I'd like you to do one that's not Discover. Like try to do a MasterCard if you can. This one's a good option. Student Journey from Capital One. Let's see what that one says. See if I can find anything there. I don't want my free credit score. I want my facts, show more. So this is why I'm telling you they make it kind of hard to find the actual info. Page may be out of date. We gotta find the little Schumer box to actually get everything we need. But I can't find it either on this one. Oh, so irritating. There's a full review. You could maybe find all of it, but I would hate to go through all the work of looking and then you don't have it there. So I'm gonna try a different place. So I'm gonna try this one right here, the Wallet Hub. See if that gives me stuff that works better. So I'm gonna say Open Sky. Oh, there we go. Open Sky is like, that does not work for students. Okay, so let's try show details on this one. Maybe this site will give us the, see more details and reviews. Let's try this. It's giving just a quick one, and this giving basically the same information. That's still not the Schumer box, which is irritating. Well, you can kind of scroll around and find them. View. I swear they make it harder on purpose. It's just ridiculous. The issue is if you just can't find it, like something on here, but you might be able to find all the information without the Schumer box. So I'd just go ahead and kind of look and do it, but I can't. It's probably in here somewhere, really little. A lot of times if you go on the Apply Now, it'll come up. Let's see if I can. Let's do State Farm. Let's see if you're any better. Let me see. Yeah. Maybe the site's not giving us the Schumer thing either, but they might be giving us the other stuff. If you can't find it there, I wanted to make this easier for you, but now I'm just going on so long. You're like, come on. and help you find it, I would probably just go to like a different, I don't know, let's try this Bankrate one maybe. I just don't want you to get all stuck and not be able to find ones that work. Yeah. Oh, it's like they purposely try to make it hard for students. Let's do, oops, I don't want Discover. Okay. Credit Karma is a good site. You can get a free, you can get your like credit score and check that whenever you want. Oh, interesting. A lot of them are just not having, maybe there's just not a ton of options. So this should work. Just do this one. You could do the State Farm one. You could do this Deserve one. And just put the whatever it is that's in there, and it'll be fine. If it doesn't show it, then put none, but really just make sure. Like right here, fee and rewards here, any bonus, which is nice. Ooh, that's kind of a nice little bonus for Amazon. And then it's giving you the rate, your APR. Notice how it doesn't have an intro APR, so it doesn't have it listed, so then there really probably isn't one. So all of that's on there. And then this is getting into, yep, right, purchase APR, all of that. This is getting into the fees. So it's probably out here, but it's not in the Shimmer box, but they're legally obligated to give you. And it's odd that it's not in a nice, easy little spot, at least to find. But anyway, that should help you. So you'd fill in your information for that one and the next one. And then on the back, you're gonna go to your repayment. There's a calculator I have on here for you. So let's go ahead and do this for the first one on here. And I'm gonna say you probably wouldn't qualify for the 12.99. So I'm gonna use this 21.99. Where did my research one go? I have too many boxes open now, or tabs. Okay, let me go back to here, open my payment calculator, and it'll bring you to this. So it'll have balance owed is $500. The interest rate, I'm plugging in that 21.9%. My expected monthly payment, it says we're gonna, if we just did $20 a month, how, basically it was how long will you take? Then you just leave this one blank and hit calculate. And then it's gonna say, it's gonna take us 34 months to pay it off, which would be a really long time. So you'd put 34 in there. What interest you will be charged. So the interest is right here. So is that 175. So that means I'm going to have to pay $175 above what I paid for the actual, whatever it is I bought. I don't remember what it is. So $500, and then this is the principal. I don't know why it's adding $5 exactly. It's probably just fees, fees and that kind of stuff, and interest over time. So I have 505 plus 175. So then I'm going to have what, 680. So I ended up with 680 instead. Okay, so just look at this right here, and that will tell you what you need to do. So when you go to do the next one, you use the numbers, you use your APR, your regular APR, so this one. Use the high number, whatever the high number is for each, if it gives you a range. And then you just go back to this and you will plug in, you're gonna leave it at 500, change your interest rate and recalculate, and then do the same thing on these two. And then for this one, you do the same thing. So we're going to do this for credit card 1. For credit card 2, we're going to make a bigger payment and see each month how long it takes and how much we save that way. So if I did $50 a month instead, it's only going to take me 12 months to pay that off. And then I'm going to pay $57 above what I paid instead of 175. It's a significant difference. And then I'm doing, what is this? So I would do it would be what, an even 600, I believe, if I'm doing the math correct. I might not be, so maybe recheck that. I'm just doing it really quick. So then, so that's kind of a thing you can look at and compare. So now we can go, oh, wow, okay, if I got this card, it would take me this much more. I would be paying $80 less in that with that card over the life of it, just by paying more each month. And I'm not having to pay it as long. It frees up more money for you later also. So these are the same cards, but paying it off a little different. And then you're going to tell me which one you chose, and then why. And it can be a lot of reasons. It could be the interest rate, it could be rewards, it could be the intro interest rate interests you more than the lower interest rate overall. It could be the balance transfer rate is really good and you want to transfer money over. That probably doesn't apply to you now, but it could in the future. Might be the fees, or like there's really very low fees. It could be any number of reasons, whatever is important to you. And then you're going to create a plan for using credit. So how many credit cards will you have at one time? This again varies. I don't like to have a ton, but it can be helpful to have more than one. Like one credit card I have has 0 transaction fees. If I like go to a different country, I don't get charged for that. And some cards will. They charge you a huge amount to use them in like a foreign country. Another thing to think of is if you're going to travel out of the state, like the state that you're in, or if you're really close to the state, sometimes because we're kind of on the border, it's okay. But if you're going decently far away, you need to call your credit card companies and even your banks too, if you have debit cards and stuff, and tell them. Otherwise, a lot of times they'll flag it as fraud, that someone's using it, and it's not, it's actually you, but you're outside of where you usually use it, and so they flag that. How will you choose your credit card when you're looking, and when or what circumstances do you plan to use it? Do you plan to use it just for big planned purchases? Do you plan to buy groceries with it so that you earn more on your rewards? It really depends on how responsible you think you're going to be on paying things back when you can. What is the maximum amount of money you allow yourself to have charged? And what I mean is carry over month to month, that you're not going to like pay it off each month. You could do 0. You could do, okay, I get to $1,000 and whoa, I need to like do something about this. Maybe it's 500 for some of you, maybe it's more, I don't know. But just pick that number. And then what will you do if you go over that amount? So talk to your parents, or would you do a financial planner? Would you cut up your card or cards so you don't keep going into debt and work and pay it off? Would you like set a like budget for yourself to pay it off? Lots of options. And then you're good. So just as an FYI, just make sure you fill out all of it. This one's worth a decent amount, but it's the only assignment that you have for this unit. So let me know if you have questions. Email me. You can call me again at 650-503-9624 or text me on that number. That's my Google Voice number. Either way, so I can help you. Please, please, please make sure you're getting all your work done. Let's see. And just let me know if I can do anything for you. And I'm going to open this up. Oh, my thing does not like me. Okay, so let me know if I can do anything for you. And we'll see. I hopefully see you next week. If you would like for me to be doing more videos, I haven't been doing them for everything. I don't know how much you're using them. Please let me know. Like send me an email and tell me, please do a video for each thing, or don't, so that I know if you're using these. Okay, I finally figured out where my thing was to stop my screen. Hopefully you have a good week. I'll talk to you hopefully later. Okay. Okay.